Hello, everyone. Welcome to twitch.tv/, The Onyx Path, where today Millie, CJ, and myself will be returning to They Came from the Cyclops' Cave, Warriors of Legend. Before we dive into our play and our introductions and whatnot, there are a few things I would like to make you aware of in case you missed it. The last Wednesday, there were several resources released where they came from. We've got wallpapers, VTT assets, and maps for They Came from the Cyclops' Cave, and They Came from Classified. I tossed the link to those in the chat here for you.
Wait, why am I not using one of those wallpapers right now for my little backdrop here?
I don't know.
What am I doing with my
I should have
life? What
seen
am I
to it they were
doing?
sent to you so that you could have them.
I have them. I saw them
Oh,
posted. I'm just a
well.
doofus.
Yeah, that I can do nothing about, but that's okay. Uh, I love you even in your doofiest of moments. Other things I should probably mention at the gates. I played in the Ash Can Wednesday night, and it was a grand old time. And if you've not yet picked up the Ash Can, I suggest that you go do so. I'm going to throw the link to that over there. It is now in POD and PDF. And of course, the game we are playing today. Oh, well, I guess before I get into the game we're playing today, speaking of At the Gates, it is currently on BackerKit. So if you've not yet headed over there to check it out, please do so. We did cross our 900 backers and $50,000 mark. So that means that we have the chibis unlocked. We have some extra features, I think, in the post campaign PDF unlocked. There's a lot of good stuff going on, a lot of good stretch goals to get involved with. So head over to BackerKit and back those if you've not yet done so. And then, of course, we are playing They Came from the Cyclops' Cave, and it would be silly of me not to put the link to that here in the chat. So now that I have done all of the work that I need to do in terms of letting you know what's going on with Onyx Path, let's find out what's going on with the beautiful, wonderful folks on my screen. And we'll kick it off with Millie. Please tell us who you are, what you do, who you're playing, your pronouns, their pronouns, and anything we'd like to promote.
Sure, awesome. Sounds good. Hi, I'm Millie and/or Bunny Hearted. My pronouns are she and her, or they and them. I love both of them. I am a retro bunny girl villain VTuber, and I'm here playing a retro semi-villain, not VTuber. The daughter of the big bad, Belladonna Blaywood. I've been having a lot of fun with this game. I'm so excited to be back to it. She uses she her pronouns. I would like to promote I don't know, wellness. Get some water. Do a little stretch. There we go. There we go. I got my coffee, which is not quite wellness, but it's like wellness adjacent, you know? It's one of those days.
Sure. Yeah, it is. I will allow the warm warm brown morning potion to be considered health related, at least for the purposes of this stream.
Like mental health related.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, so, I'm an ADHD dork. I need it.
Well, there you go. It all works out. And how about CJ? If you could please tell us all of your pertinent details.
Hi everyone, I'm CJ Starry. My pronouns are they, them, and I play Alice, whose pronouns are she, her. I am a big fan of Onyx Path, and I am a employee, that sounds so formal, of Rowan Rook and Deckard. We are about to launch a new backer kit, a new crowdfunder for Hollows, which is an awesome game that we've been working on for quite a while now. And I think it's a really interesting kind of convergence between it's got like the tactical grid of a war game, even though it's a TTRPG. So yeah, give it a check out. That's rrdgames.com/hollows. And that will take you right to the backer kit starting Tuesday. So yeah, I've been working really hard on it. Not the game itself, just on telling you all about it, and I'm going to continue to do so. So yeah, support all the games. I sure try to. That's why my paycheck is dwindling. Thank you for having me here.
As it does. And what was that link again?
Yeah, right. It's rrdgames.com/hollows. Hollows, Hollows.
I'm gonna throw
Thank
that
you.
in the chat too. Yeah, absolutely. The pertinent.
Oh,
Yes.
and the most recent update on there involves the partially live action video that I clubbed together myself. So go tell me I'm pretty. Thank you.
Definitely looking forward to checking that out myself.
Breaking news, you're pretty.
Oh no, someone did it. What do I do? Thank you, buddy.
I don't know how to help you on this one.
I'll concur. I agree with Bunny's assessment.
You guys are
The
the
scientific
best.
peer-reviewed study. Peer-reviewed study, right?
Exactly. Yeah. That. All right. So with all the intros out of the way, and now that we have reminded everyone to hydrate and to make sure CJ knows how beautiful they are, we will delve back into our tale. When last we were all together, Alis had left to go to the swamp of sadness on a quest, and Bella had been left behind in the city, kind of to await Hilda's return. Hilda did return, and there was some adventure that had been had there. Millie, do you mind reminding us where Bella was parked?
Ooh, we're at the
last
very
we left?
end. Because I remember Hilda went and had a really friendly engagement with a cool skeleton and a bunch of cultists in a cave.
Yes,
I don't remember if that was the cultist house outside of the city, or if that was a different location. I feel like it might have been the cultist house outside of the city that we knew about.
That was the cave that Hilda had tracked the cultists to outside of town.
Okay, yeah. And then we went on a whole rampage. It was a ridiculous game.
There was much violence and a lot of fighting.
Remember where
I believe
Bella ended off though?
I believe you all wound up. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe you wound up back at the inn.
Oh yeah, the shiny new inn. Yeah.
Yep. Having decided to rest and relax and wait for Alis to return before moving along.
Mm-hmm.
So
The nice inn. We're at the nice inn now. We upgraded.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
So when last we saw Bella, she was getting herself ready for a good night's rest after a very long day of confrontations and combat and some revelations, I believe, as well, with regards to the fact that the source of your mother's recent infatuation with darkness may in fact be that one of the heroes that she stood against seems to have fallen to said darkness. And I believe there was some talk of attempting to go and infiltrate their mountain lair.
I definitely have the hero's name on my notes as Golden Guy.
Yep.
It's
golden,
like gilded
Goldmane.
Yep. Goldmane. There we go. Yes.
Excellent. And we will return to Bella momentarily.
Oh, thunderbolts and lightning.
Ominous.
Your little you've got like some games in the background that just look like they lit up as well with the lightning.
Yeah, that was
neat.
cool.
That was really cool. You're really setting the scene today, Travis. You're going above and beyond.
Entirely planned moment. It was me conspiring with the gods of weather.
I have an important self-correction to make as well. I remembered Belladonna learned the accordion, not the bagpipe. So she will be drifting off to sleep with romantic accordion music.
That is true, yes. Nothing says romance like a nice polka.
Nothing does at all. You know why everyone loves mimes? It's the accordion. So.
Well, I know you're all picturing like a polka, but my brain was like, well, this is the night.
It's fully just like a slow polka.
Nice, love it.
A slowka, if you will.
And as the image of Bella sitting on the edge of her bed, playing a sloka on the accordion fades, it crossfades into Alis wandering through the swamp of sadness in the evening. You made your way here and have been seeking the bark of this particular tree that you need in order to make the cure.
Yes.
As,
And
Go ahead.
I think I knew kind of where I was heading as well, if I remember correctly.
Yes, you knew basically where those trees grew. However, as you're making your way through the swamp, there are some difficulties that one might say you might run into. As you're navigating the swamp, it is a place of wilderness, but it is also a place of emotions. So tell me, would Aylis rely on her skill with survival to handle the navigation, or would she lean on empathy to do so?
Yeah, like what skill with survival?
That's fair.
So empathy, definitely. Definitely. She sort of avoided really looking too much into these trees or interacting with them too much while they were going through. But she's alone now, so the potential social issue of encountering these trees and having a reaction to them is gone. And so she's more focused on what she needs to do and how she needs to get there, and anything that she can pick up uh, to help her, she will do.
All right, excellent. So let's.
Dice.
Would you? Oh, did you say you need to go get dice? I'm sorry.
No, I just mumbled. That's the wrong dice.
Oh. So would you say then, like in terms of attribute that you would lean on for this, would that be more along the lines of a cunning, or would that be more along the lines of like a resolve or a composure that you would want to lean on?
I'm thinking resolve. She's kind of stealing herself. She's obviously going to hear some unpleasant, upsetting things.
Sure.
So she's just kind of she's aware she's opening herself up to that. So I think probably it will be a sense of like empathy and resolve, because she's opening herself up, but she's stealing herself to deal with whatever she's encountering.
Excellent. Well, in that case, why don't you go ahead and give me an empathy resolve roll, please, and let's see how that turns out for us.
Having a couple of dice where you can't really read the numbers. Okay, that's not good. That's good though. I've got 2 10s so far, and an additional success on top of that. So I'm so sorry. 10s explode or 10s count for 2?
10s count for 2.
Okay, so that's 5 successes.
Excellent. Beautiful. As you're making your way through, you're able to fend off sort of the worst intrusive thoughts. Walking through this swamp, a person who perhaps was less familiar with the threats of the place, or perhaps who had never visited before, or perhaps who was slightly weaker of will, might mistake the whispers and the thoughts that accompany this journey with their own inner monologue. You don't.
Right.
You recognize that what you're hearing are the inner monologues of the various tortured souls trapped within this forest. The regrets, the pain, the missed opportunities, the if onlys, the things that certainly kept these folks awake at night, at least when they lived. Now, merely pain-drenched echoes leaking throughout the forest. Nice timing. So
There's a storm brewing on the horizon.
there is a storm brewing on the horizon. But despite fighting through all that, even in this place filled with such darkness and hopelessness and pain, you do see the tree you seek, a healthy sapling that has sprouted up amid all of this muck and grime and horror. And yet, it contains no pain. There is no soul tied to it as of yet. As of yet, it is just a healthy, growing young tree. And it occurs to you as you approach this that in order to retrieve the cure you're seeking, you're going to have to strip the bark of that tree, likely reducing, if not completely destroying, its opportunity to thrive and grow in this environment.
Yeah. Ayla kind of takes a deep breath and crouches down next to it. I'm guessing it's not tiny, but it's
Yeah, it's probably
small
not
still.
quite your height.
Yeah. And just say, "Hey, little guy. Sorry. I think I'm gonna need to take more of you than I should, but someone's life is at stake." And kind of like, so the same way that that she called upon her where is that particular, she has a certain trait where she calls upon a higher power. Basically, she's not really doing that in this case, but she's kind of speaking to whatever power helped guide her here, and she's like, it might be a little harder for you to survive, but maybe if the powers are willing, you will. Sorry. And she's going to try to as carefully as possible harvest the bark from this tree.
Right.
I'm looking at what I could even remotely use for that.
Oh, it doesn't require an additional roll. This is all,
Okay.
or this is all will fall under the purview of that initial roll you made.
Fair.
So
Yeah,
you,
it's just gonna try and carefully, like, maybe put something sharp in and under just once, and then peels the rest to try and keep from cutting too many gashes in.
sure.
So, if you think of birch, how like as long it's when it starts to go, then you can get the rest of it. That sort of thing.
Absolutely. And as you first cut the bark to get that grip, to get that peel area, the tree itself, as it has not this entire time, still does not respond to that stimulus. However, the trees nearby all like make a sucking through the teeth, wincing sort of noise, like as you make the initial cut.
Sorry. And kind of looks around and didn't expect it to be not isolated, you know? Um, sorry. No, yep. Gonna have to keep going and just
As you
peeling it back.
continue to peel, the chorus of moans of agony spreads out across the forest from the initial epicenter. At first, it's just a few trees nearby, but by the time you've got what you feel is probably sufficient amounts of bark for the potion that needs to be made, you can hear trees crying out so distantly that you're hearing their echo.
Okay. It's kind of like putting it in a a pouch to keep it safe, and she says, "So you're all connected then? Okay. Uh, sorry. I
You
can't really think of what to say,
you
say or do."
you hear the crunch of a footstep on dry leaves as you hear a voice from behind you that says, "Of course they're all connected. Everything is."
Is it Belladonna's babysitter? What's her name?
No, it is not. It is not the old hag that had lived
Seemed
in,
seemed doable. She lives nearby.
in the woods.
Uh,
In fact, this voice, you can't place why, but immediately upon hearing it, it sends chills up your spine.
ugh, just to and kind of, she's probably crouching, so but still like on her feet. So she's gonna do sort of the stand and turn to see who's behind her.
As you stand and
And
turn, you see a man, probably about 6'4", where with muscular build, blue skin, wearing a chest harness that appears to be made from leather that might not be animal, and a sort of like leather belt that has leather straps hanging down in front and behind, creating a loincloth like leather armor. He wears a purple hood, and beneath that hood, you see exposed skull.
okay. Thank you, Travis. Is going to be actively. She's actively tucking her that pouch of bark deeper into her clothing somewhere, and sorry. Hi. Is it your forest? Sorry, just had to grab some. Hi. Can I help
I
you?
I claim no domain here other than that which my association with pain gives me.
Great. Well, in that case, see you around, buddy. He's gonna try and walk past it.
He steps kind of over into your way and says, "I did not give you leave."
Oh, I didn't know I had to ask. Who are you?
"I am Skullface."
Did did you give yourself that name or did someone? It's not important. Hi. I'm Alice. Nice to meet you. Can I go now?
"Soon. Yes, but first I've come to deliver you a message."
Oh, great. Yeah, sure. Kind of like crosses her crosses her arms, just like, yeah, what's the message?
"Your quest is futile. Your attempt to alleviate this pain will only cause more.
Why?
I would think it obvious."
Nope. I'm dumb. You're gonna have to explain it to me.
As you noted, all this is connected. When the innocent bleed, even the suffering suffer. This is what Mother Blightwood and I will end. You fancy yourself heroes, but you're on the wrong side of this.
Nah. I mean, I think people should probably have the chance to suffer and learn and love and be happy. If you get rid of everything, then yeah, you get rid of the suffering, but you get rid of the good stuff too. So, can I just ask a clarifying question really quick here? You said that my quest is in vain, trying to alleviate the pain. You're just talking about the whole thing, right? Like the overarching. We're not talking about the bark. I just need to know before I take it.
You care for this Duncan, don't you?
I care for people in general when they're trying to do the right thing.
And that, my dear, is why you will fail. That is why you are weak. That is why you are surrounded by incompetent boobs.
I mean, I think most of the boobs
I'm
surrounding
incompetent boob.
I think most of the boobs are pretty competent, actually. Uh, I just think we're kind of what's the word? We're diametrically opposed. I don't think you're gonna see my side of this, but I think that it's my strength to care about people and for people to care about each other. I think there's real strength in that. And if you can't see that, maybe you're on the wrong side.
Well, it is an interesting theory. Perhaps you are right. Perhaps my years of service as a hero struggling against the forces of darkness. Perhaps I was misled and wrong when I stepped into the shadows. Perhaps I am on the wrong side of this.
So you weren't always Skullface?
Oh no, you don't know, do you?
This is not the first or last time someone will have said that to me.
Well,
Nope.
perhaps when you learn the truth, you will have a different perspective. For now, your youth and naivete are your strongest weapons. Perhaps you will do best when they are your only weapons. And there's like a purple glow inside of the empty eye sockets in his skull.
What do you mean only what is immediately like reaching for her weapons to try and like grab them?
He says,
What do you mean?
You will see. And he raises his hand. A staff appears in his hand.
Can I leave yet?
The head of the staff is a snake's head with like ram horns on it. And he continues laughing as lightning strikes him and he just disappears.
That feels like a yes. That feels like a I'm gonna take that as a yes. And she just kind of makes sure she has everything on her and then just books it. She's just,
Excellent.
I'm out of here.
You make your way out of the forest. As you're running through the forest trying to get away, there are voices in your ears offering temptations, offering ridicule, offering an entire gamut of verbal abuse. But you remain strong, remain centered in your purpose, and run free of the forest. You make your way back to the village, to the city, I guess I should say. Are you going to head straight for where Duncan is, or are you going to try to catch up with the others first?
Feels like time is of the essence, maybe a little bit. So I think she would go to Duncan first.
All right, excellent. You go to the barkeep had told you that where they were going to be keeping Duncan. You arrive. The apothecary is there. There's a elder gentleman. Looks like he's probably in his late 90s, early 120s, somewhere in that range. Very small and shrunken and decrepit, and limbs sort of just locked up with arthritis. And
He's in his 40s.
He's in his 40s, yeah. And he says, you got the bark.
I did. Yeah. No, yeah, I did. And kind of pulls it, reaches in to pull it back out of that inside pocket and puts it down.
This is all you got?
Oh, did you need more?
Needs probably a strong term, but this is going to be, it's fine. I'll make it work. It's not a big
Great.
deal.
Thanks.
All right. So tell me, what's your relationship to this fella right here?
Oh, well,
He grabs like
he's
a mortar and pestle and starts like breaking down the bark.
he seems like a good guy. I feel like he's someone trying to do the right thing, and I just wanted to help.
It's very kind. We don't get that kind of heroism around here these days anymore. The council has pretty much seen to that. You know, you look a little bit like one of those council mages, by the way. Just an observation, not a big deal, not an accusation, just an
Uh,
observation.
nope, you wouldn't catch me on the council. I hear you have to pass tests to be there.
Ah, you already passed the test. You brought me this bark.
She smiled. Like, great.
All right. So you sure this is the only person we need to cure? Just saying, we got enough for one dose here. That's all.
Okay. Um, as far as I know,
It'll have to do. He starts dipping some bandages in the paste that he's made and sort of wrapping them over Duncan's face and neck and down into the shoulders. He leans in and starts whispering uh, some words. At first, you think perhaps into Duncan's ear, but you realize he's whispering to the bandages. And there's a slight tinkling sound in the background and a low roar that starts to emanate up from the bandages themselves. The entire room shakes, but only for a moment, and then the noise completely stops. And he looks up and says, "Well, that ought to do it. So, he'll probably wake up sometime in the next 4 to 6 hours. You probably want to get him some coffee. He's probably going to be real hungry. But my work here is done."
thank you. Um, I'll let uh I'll let somebody know so they can take care of him from here. Um, yeah, great. Thanks for your work. Really appreciate it. I've got to go find my friends.
It's no problem. Tell all your friends if they uh, need a poultice or a potion or you know any sort of apothecary services. You tell them to come over to Apothecary Allen. I will be happy to take care of them.
Thanks, Alan. I will. Thank you. Yeah, bye. It's just gonna turn and something just like a little bit. You sure there's only one person we have to heal? Like echoing in, echoing in her mind, and just gonna go try to find Belladonna.
Excellent.
She will look at the inn, I think, first because
You do
where
make your
else?
way to the inn, and you make your way to the suite that you had booked. Um, it's the sun is coming up basically when you arrive. As you enter, of course, you find that Belladonna is asleep.
I think she tries to
Snoring
be quiet.
loudly.
Yeah.
Feet on the windowsill. One of her heels is falling onto the roof. Out cold.
The other adjacent room in the suite, the door is closed.
Um, it's gonna do a couple of things. First, going to lean out the window and get Bella's shoe so it doesn't get abducted by birds. Set that down.
Not again. Not since the incident.
Trying to be very quiet. And then it's going to tiptoe over to the other room and knock softly. Hopefully that like if someone's awake in there, it would wake them up. But if not, it wouldn't. If it's awake, they'd hear it. If not, they wouldn't wake them up. There we go.
Sure, just like a nice gentle knock. There's no response.
Is it locked?
No.
Alis will crack the door open and look in just to see if she's there.
You see a silhouette. You're pretty sure that that's Hilda. She's laying as if she were asleep.
Yeah, that's fine and normal. Mm, I'm pushing against like, oh, I'm suspicious about things, but also like how much if you came home and you saw someone sleeping, how much would you really worry about it? So I think Alis is doesn't have any like vibes about this. Has a little bit of worry about just that in the back of her mind, but she's just like, okay, okay, and just close it quietly, and go find. I believe there were 3 beds in this suite, right? Or
Yeah, I thought so. I thought that you had set it up because you knew you were going to be reuniting.
yeah, okay. We'll go find the other bed and lay down for a bit of a nap, I would say, after all of this.
All right, you crash out. Bella, I would like you to roll mysticism
Uh-oh.
and cunning for me, please.
Uh-oh. Do. 8's in the system, right?
Yep, and 10's count as 2.
Then I have 3.
Excellent. At first, your dreams are pleasant. What would a pleasant dream for Belladonna look like?
I think in the past, Pleasant News or Belladonna were all about like looming ominously over people. But now I think it's sort of like there's a bit more music to it. There's a bit more like stage presence. There's a bit more like camaraderie. So I imagine that she's dreaming that she's like singing and playing music in a bar or something like that, and that people are into it.
Excellent. There is a crowded tavern. The mood is good. You can hear a few people like cheering your name, cheering Alis's name. A couple of, shouts of, "The darkness is defeated. The void has been beat back."
Woo!
You start playing your accordion in a much more deft
Polka
fashion than you are
polka noises, polka noises, polka
than you've been
noises.
able to so far, and sort of dancing around among the crowded tavern between the tables as people toast you and laugh and sing and stomp along to a beat.
It's nice when people appreciate you for a reason other than being terrified that you'll like, eat their bones or something. It's nice. It's chill. Big fan of that.
And we have sort of this, like almost like Ella Enchanted level moment of a musical scene breaks out. As you're dancing, you're singing, the others are all joining in. There's mirth, there's joy. And then mid beat, as you like stomp down in a dance step, the entire place is empty except for one table in the back.
We'll wander over playing curious accordion music.
As you walk closer, playing like, this ominous sort of slow tune, you realize the figure is wearing a purple cloak. And as you approach, they tilt their head up and you see the exposed skull.
Oh. Didn't picture you for a music fan. No ears.
Despite my appearances, my hearing is fine. Tell me, Belladonna, what would it take to get you to come home?
Good question.
Your mother misses you. She would like you at her
Well.
side as she resolves this problem.
Then there's still some hope within her.
Hope.
What of it?
Waste.
I found a little bit and I can't get enough of this stuff.
Well, I suggest you enjoy it while you can, because you have been invited to return. Well, I should say to join your mother with me.
Well, that's very sweet. Please let her know that she's been invited to join me. in not ending everything, and I can teach her how to play the accordion if she wants to.
I have a funny feeling you will be inclined to accept her invitation long before she will be inclined to accept yours.
Well, I
He
have a funny feeling I can stick my tongue out at you better than you can at me,
he points his
jerk.
finger out, and a beam of green energy shoots out of his finger through the wall of the tavern.
Oh.
He says, "Perhaps you are right. Only time will tell, but..." He stands up and starts walking toward you. "If you stand against me, regardless of my feelings for your mother, before existence blinks out, I shall grind your bones beneath my heel." "See you soon, kiddo." And he
You can
takes
always
his finger
try.
and puts it under your chin like that.
Ah, I'll see you at home. This is an
he
awkward dream.
he turns and walks, and suddenly there's a giant mirror by the wall, and he walks through the mirror and disappears.
Oh no, what has he done? Sort of looking around out of the tavern for where it went. She clued in that she's somewhat more lucid in this dream than usual.
Yeah, I'm sure you can probably clock that. As you're looking around, you start to panic and you start to realize that whatever has happened isn't in this room or in this dream. You
Oh
inhale sharply as you wake.
no. Alice?
I think I'm kind of picturing that this room maybe had two singles, and then the adjoining room was a double or something.
Sure.
That So I think Alice is just napping, so I think she'd be like, "Hmm, what? Oh, hey Bella."
Oh, good. Okay. Oh, wait. Uh, Hilda?
You
She's sitting up. She's like, "Is everything okay?" And trying to wake up and follow Belladonna.
Probably not. Just gonna drag herself out of bed.
Excellent. You make your way over to Hilda's door. It's still cracked open from when Alice looked in earlier. But now the sun...
Just gonna walk fully through it. Wakey, wakey.
You see the sun is coming through the window on her. She's laying there completely still. And you notice slight sparkles of green and purple energy in the sunlight that is illuminated in the sunlight that's falling on her. Where the sun doesn't fall, you don't see those sparkles, but as if the sun is cluing you into the presence of magic.
Oh no.
She
Gonna
doesn't
try to
look.
figure out what kind of magic, do a little attunement kind of thing.
Sure. Give me a mysticism intellect, please. And what were you going to say, Alice?
I was just gonna say she doesn't look like duller or anything, does she?
She looks a little pale.
Yeah, out of Alice's expertise, she's just gonna be like,
So Bella's got
Bella?
two. She'll do one hand on her temple, one head on Hilda's temple, and just go wah, magical wizard powers.
Excellent. Go ahead and give me that intellect mysticism.
Oh, I got two.
Two. Excellent. You're fairly certain that she's under a sleeping curse. That sleeping curse is incredibly powerful, and you don't know what the break condition is for the curse.
Those fiends.
It's not the thing, is it?
What? Wait, what thing?
Oh, the thing happening to everyone else. It's not that.
Oh, no, she's under a sleeping curse, I
Oh,
think.
okay. Well, I don't know why I'm
Sounds
relieved
light,
about
but
that.
I have no way to break it, and I don't know where the source is. I might have to do some thinking on this one.
sleeping is kind of safe.
Yeah. You say
Hmm.
that, but I just had the wildest dream. Good to see you, by the way. Good morning.
Oh, hey, yeah, I got the bark. Duncan should be
Oh,
okay.
did it work?
Well, yeah, I mean, in a few hours yet, I think, but we should be okay. Yeah.
Well, I don't know what to do here.
Yeah, no, completely out of my purview.
Take her to the council, maybe.
I
Although
guess.
you and I know the situation there.
Oh, but some of those people that came with my sister, they seemed really genuine. Maybe we could bring
Mhm.
someone to us.
What it occurs to Bella that Alis doesn't know is the fact that Alita attacked you and Hilda.
Uh-huh. Haven't had this conversation at all yet, and it's
And
like not in good condition. But also Mustachio is great. Uh yeah. It pains me to say this, but I might need to talk to Mustachio again. Ugh, twice in 2
Again,
days.
why? What? Oh, just to ask.
Uh some how was your day? How was the trip?
Relatively uneventful. Oh, except I did run into this guy. He had this purple hood and a skull for a face.
Oh
Uh,
no.
he
Do you call you an
basically,
incompetent boob?
yeah, basically, and he said that like basically that everything we stand for is wrong and we're wrong and we'll find out soon enough. And I just kind of said that I felt that we were diametrically opposed, and then he cackled a little and some lightning struck him and he disappeared. It was a really weird situation. I thought he was going to do something and he didn't, which is good, but now I'm just confused. Also, he said he was a hero before.
Before?
Well,
Yeah.
before he was Skullface or whatever. I think that's his name.
Do
Or
you want
maybe
to
he
get
was
some
Skullface while he
breakfast?
was a Let's get to breakfast while we
We,
talk
we
this
might
over.
have a
That
lot to
sounds
go
great.
through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, he sounded really disheartened. I think he forgot the fact that being a hero is hard, and then he got sad or something.
Maybe. I think that there might be more to it than that. Let's get some breakfast. We have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
Do you head downstairs to get food there in the
Yeah,
inn?
gonna lock the door to
Yes.
Hilda's room and to our room just for a little bit of security
Lock the
because she's
doors,
worried
close
about
the
her.
windows. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the birds from stealing her shoes.
Draw the
Always
curtains.
works.
Good call. Good call. As you draw the curtains, you do see a glint of light sparkling against her sword, which is laid up against the nightstand, where next to where she sleeps.
Hmm. Do I get any? Is there any roll or anything I can do to figure out if I have any vibes about what this glint of light is?
Sure. Go ahead and roll. I would say either mysticism or empathy, and
Yeah, I'm going for
cunning.
empathy. I have mysticism as an available skill, but do I have dots in it? Absolutely not.
I feel the same about empathy, although now she's got 1 dot. She's learned 1 dot of empathy. That's
Oh,
right.
good for
You can
her. I'm
vaguely
so
express a
proud.
human emotion on occasion.
Okay. Okay. Well, we got I believe so. Is critical fail a thing in this setting? Because I got a 7, which is nothing, and 3 ones.
That is, yes.
No.
So you have an opportunity here. You can spend 2 momentum to reroll 2 of those dice, or you can accept the failure.
What do you think, Bunny?
Uh I mean, it could be kind of funny because it's probably like, in my brain here, it's probably Aelis's destiny to like pick up the sword and step into the shoes and do all of
She's
that
like,
stuff. So
don't know what
totally
that's
dropping
about.
the ball on it. And then like 3 hours later being like, oh, wait a minute would be really funny. So
I
I'm
I
going to say it's
prefer
up to you.
this. I prefer this narrative. I don't want to waste our momentum. And I think that, especially as they're just about to go down to breakfast, she stares at this for a long, hard moment.
Excellent.
And she stares at it and she goes, let's go get some bacon.
Oh, yeah, bacon.
trying to puzzle out what it means and having just no idea.
Like mysteriously drawn to it. You're like, oh yeah, sometimes meat is cut. Bacon is real.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alice is just dial up signals for like a solid minute, and then she's like, breakfast.
Nice.
Breakfast.
You now have 5 momentum in the pool.
Perfect.
Thank you.
I think we're probably gonna need it.
You go downstairs, order. You know, they serve you up the breakfast of your choice. Their menu is broad. There's pretty much anything you could ask for is on there. So they prepare you up a hearty breakfast, and you have the occasion to talk. It's not crowded at the inn, but it is relatively, busy. There are a lot of people, seated around eating, but not every table's full.
Is it possible to cast like a little zone of silence so that only we can hear our conversation around us? Just like a little auditory bubble?
Sure. Go ahead and give me a mysticism intellect roll, please.
Sure. I wish I had this roll on something else. I have 4. What the hell?
All right. You craft a bubble of illusion. Anyone who attempts to eavesdrop on the conversation from the outside is going to assume that you are speaking about like a shopping trip you're planning to take.
Which is also maybe true. We gotta get more accordions. Gotta get every accordion.
Yeah, shopping montage. We're talking about our upcoming shopping montage. We had one of those like 2 episodes ago.
yeah. We gotta do another one every 2 episodes. It's legally required. It's how we get the merchandising out there.
You're right.
Speaking of merchandising.
And that's what everyone else is hearing.
Yeah, exactly.
So they're actually hearing is probably like 5 minutes of awkward silence while Belladonna picks at the food and then says, okay, so some things have happened.
Okay, right. Probably a lot more to you than me, because I just walked through a really sad forest and then talked to a guy with no skin on his face.
Well,
What
I
happened
think
here?
that guy visited me in my dreams last night to threaten me and invite me home. Because he, was perchance a rival, but in like the romantic sense with my mother. It's a
How many
complicated
romantic
thing that
rivals did
happened
your
when
mother
he-
have?
I'm starting to kind of appreciate that as a vibe. So I can understand that, but clearly several of them. But then his fall to darkness is what has perhaps prompted this whole thing. So that's going to be a challenging thing to deal with. Being careful not to specifically name the hero in this case and fully assuming that Alice will clue it in, but is worried that someone might still be eavesdropping over. So if you don't clue it in, you don't clue it in. That's fine. Your sister also tried to kill me.
So what?
Mm-hmm.
Kill you? I mean, she's got some questionable morals, but I didn't think she'd try to hurt you.
Burst into a room to confront her with Hilda and a certain slithery, lizardy friend. He's not really that much of a friend. Slitherous was they were having an intense meeting. And so we burst in.
Romantic rivalry kind, or
I will be non-specific.
Do I want to know? I don't think I want to know. I really don't want to know. That's my sister.
That's why I wasn't telling you.
Oh.
So, anyways, we managed to subdue them. Although I'm a little worse for wear still from that. And she's currently, I believe, being held by some of the other members on the council.
Okay.
So
right.
Some things have changed.
Wait, she's being held by other members of the council?
Mustachio. I hate that guy. He's so useful, but I hate that guy. But he's so useful. Oh my gosh. If I say his name 2 more times, I'll show up. So
Yeah, no, why don't we'll go to him, right? Ah, this is a mess.
it is absolutely a mess. And it's like, okay, do we actually should try to format the words? I, I'm so sorry that this has happened with your sister. That's probably difficult. It's
Thanks.
hard, right? I think it would be hard.
Yeah, I guess. This sort of goes back to what I was saying about Skullface, though, right? Like doing the right thing isn't easy, and usually the people doing the right thing to make sure that everyone else is happy, you know, if you're lucky, you get to live happily ever after, right? But
Something like that.
I just think that I wish that she'd see that what she's doing isn't right, but it doesn't change what I have to
Could
do.
talk to her.
Yeah, she thinks I'm a
Maybe she knows something
moron.
about
That'll go great.
the sleeping curse. Did
Maybe.
Skullface say anything to you that might help us figure this out?
He
He
said
just invited me home to, end everything at my mother's side, which is not my favorite activity.
he said that my something along the lines of that my naivete and my empathy, I think, I don't remember, uh, were my greatest
Okay.
weapons, and we'll see what it's like when that's my only weapon. But he didn't take my weapons, so maybe it was just an empty threat. Is kind of what I'm thinking. Because if I said that, I mean, it's pretty dramatic, right? If I said that, then I'd take somebody's weapons away. But I might be overthinking this.
He took Hilda away.
She's not a weapon. She's our friend.
Depends how you think about her. Have you seen that woman wield a sword?
I mean, yeah, maybe a little bit of both, but uh, I don't know. When I think of my weapons, I think of my weapons. So either it was like a communication issue,
Maybe if you're someone who
or
thinks of other people as tools,
yeah,
then
I guess we'll find out.
that
But
does give me some insight on where to look for a way to get rid of this. Probably should
yeah,
talk to your sister, and the council, and then make a plan. Do
yeah.
we wheel her with us? Do we put her in a little cart?
I wish we had someone we could trust to watch over her. I would ask Duncan, but he's probably still recovering.
I hate this. I totally do have someone I trust that I could ask to watch over her, and he totally would.
Ooh.
He's gonna pinch my cheek with those fucking mustaches. All right.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Let's leave her here. Um, we're gonna be otherwise. If something does happen, we're going to be defending an unconscious body. But let's get somebody else in here, so that we're sure she's okay.
Sounds good. And then we can try to figure this one out.
Great. Yeah.
It's good to see you. I'm glad you're back.
I'm glad I'm back too.
Well, change from like all smiles to like realizing she has to walk to the council chambers to talk to freaking Mustachio again for 2 times in 2 days. And we'll just like shoulders drop and starts like groaning and dragging herself out the door.
All right. So in the meantime, are you leaving Hilda and her possessions in the inn with the door locked, and then you're heading over there to the council yourselves?
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
At least that's Bella's plan.
Yeah. The only thing I'm thinking about is like obviously her weapon's super special, so like maybe we should bring that with us. But then what if she wakes up and she doesn't have anything? Well, she's kind of a powerhouse, so she'd be fine.
We could try to summon the council here.
I'll stay here. You go get Mustachio. And then or whoever can watch over her, maybe just an acolyte even. And then we can go together back to the council once we're sure she's watched out for.
Sounds good.
Great. Thanks. Shout really, really loud if you need
Walks out
anything.
the door.
All right. So, is Alis doing anything else in the interim while Bella is going to the council?
Oh, maybe having another stare off with the weapon, trying to figure it out. That's about it. It's like, why do you glow? Why are you glowing? Like, it's just sitting there, like, how do people, how do people wake up from sleeping crazes? No, I have no idea. Why? It's big. Like, it's just kind of.
Excellent. Yeah, there's like a specific beam of sunlight that is hitting the hilt and like throwing sparkly light of hope and goodness all throughout the room, and you're just like, huh, I wonder
wonder what that is. I wonder why it's like that.
God,
Yeah.
the sword is so nice. It must be detecting breakfast. It's a breakfast detecting sword.
glorious.
Yep, loves breakfast. She was gonna say, oh yeah, she's gonna say this anyway. Belladonna went out the door. She's gonna go, quicker we get this done, the sooner lunchtime. Hello.
You knew that you were about to say the word lunchtime, was immediately summoned.
He has discovered he can stand on the back of my chair from his spot on the window. Hi, dude. Are you gonna stream with me?
That's adorable. We get way more stream cats on this channel than stream dogs, so it's always good to see a pupper show up.
Absolutely.
Aw.
Thank you. I think she just, after she reminds Bella that the sooner they get this done, the sooner it's lunchtime, sits down, has a stare off with the sword, and kind of watches over. But it's just basically stream of consciousness. There's nothing actually important happening with Alis at this moment.
All right. Bella, you make your way over to the Mage Council. Are you going directly to Mustachio, or is there anywhere else you would like to go while you're there?
I mean, honestly, maybe directly to Mustachio, just to like Ayla said, get this over with.
All right, you ask
someone that she knows she can trust not to like do the wrong thing, even if he's the worst.
You ask after him, and you find that he is in the library. They direct you with how to get there. And as you walk in, you see he's seated at a table with several books open in front of him, and you see his mustache ends are like grabbing more books from the shelves and putting books back, and he's flipping through several tomes.
I don't want to sanitize those books.
Says, Bella, it is wonderful to see you. What brings you in? Please have a seat.
Good morning. It's like nice to see you too. What do you know about sleeping curses?
Generally, they're conditional.
That's what I thought too. I couldn't find the condition on it though. Hilda's been hit with a sleeping curse.
Oh no! Do you know who was responsible? We've had
probably a skull-faced gentleman who appeared in my dreams to threaten me.
Oh no!
It's been like a morning.
Dressed in purple.
Mm-hmm. Yelling about incompetent bulbs.
He shoves aside a couple of the books as his mustache pulls down like 3 more volumes and opens them to different pages. Says, I had thought this evil defeated. No matter on how he returned, undoubtedly he has set some condition that he finds brilliant to end the sleeping curse.
I might have some knowledge on how he's returned. And will share very hushed tones who she thinks he is.
You see Mustachio looks horrified. So much so, in fact, that his mustache ends sort of like slurp back to his face like spaghetti and like slap into place. He says, I don't know what we'll do if that's the case. He was the mightiest warrior for good that we've ever known in the realms.
Mm-hmm.
We may not be
He
able to
says he
defeat
is
him.
standing at my mother's side, inviting me over to help, end everything. The usual. It's been an awkward morning.
Mustachio says, forgive me if this is too personal a question, but your mother was once close with Hilda.
Probably. They certainly seemed familiar with each other.
That may be the key to determining Skullface's condition on his sleeping curse.
Hmm. So I'd have to go probably talk to her then. And I thought talking to you was going to be rough.
Why? I understand there's been some
You're just
unpleasantness
too cool.
between us in the past, but that is certainly all behind us now, he says as he starts rubbing his mustache again.
To be honest, I think you might be right.
Glorious.
I feel like no matter what, at least I know I can trust you.
Indeed. So,
to do the right thing.
Tell me, do you intend to travel to your mother's lair?
If I need to.
Whatever assistance the council can provide, we will.
I think I'm really hesitant to bring her with us in her current state.
I see. We have secure facilities here we can keep her in.
Speaking of, I told Aelith about her sister. I'm not sure she'll want to come talk to her or not, but I figured I should give you a heads up on that one.
Well, we're not monsters. She is allowed visitors.
Mm-hmm. But otherwise, I mean, it's possible. They have a whole wall of forces arrayed against us at this point, right? Like, you might need like an army or something.
It is true, though. Moving an army is going to will eliminate any hope for surprise or stealth. Perhaps a small.
I do think that stealth is a good idea.
Perhaps a small band would be more suited.
If it's just the two of us, though, I am worried.
You and I?
And now maybe the three of us, if you want to come.
Says I'm torn. I feel like somebody of significant power should remain here with Hilda.
I think that you're right, especially somebody who, at the very least, I know is gonna do the right thing and probably not fall to the darkness and the desire to destroy all of the mustache wax in the world.
I hadn't even considered that ramification. He sort of nervously starts twisting his mustache.
It's truly terrifying, isn't it?
We must stop this at all costs. I'm nervous about sending anyone from the council at this point because I trusted Alita implicitly.
Understandable.
We don't know if there are other spies. Is there any among the common folk who you might turn to for aid?
Maybe some, actually. Aelith has made some good friends there.
Then perhaps they would best support you. I can provide you with tomes, scrolls, magical baubles, if you think that would assist you.
I think that could be quite beneficial. Things to help us be stealthy and unnoticed until the very last moment.
Very well.
I can get there.
I'll assemble a
dangerous, but I think I can get us there.
I'll assemble an armory. If you wish to return to your hotel, take. He wiggles the ends of his mustache, and then one of them like reaches out and starts doing like a come here gesture out into the room, and a flying carpet comes up onto the platform where the two of you are standing. He says, take this with you. It will allow you to carry Hilda back here safely.
It's a good idea.
Very well. I'll make
You very much
preparations.
treat the carpet like it's a suspicious dog. Good boy.
It responds kind of like a suspicious dog. It sort of is very, 2 steps forward, 3 steps back the whole time.
Gonna try to find a way to pat the magic carpet.
Excellent.
Pat.
Why don't you roll?
Oh no.
Let's do your presence or composure, your choice.
Great. I definitely have either of those. And is it empathy?
It is empathy, yeah. Or ride if you have ride.
Cool. No. Of course not. Of course not. She's set up to be in the carriage at the back, not in charge of the horses here.
Of course.
That one dot of empathy saved me on this roll. I have 1. Let's go. I rolled an 8.
After
Got 2 in the other thing, so a total of 3 dice. But
after a bit of like back and forth, you eventually are able to pet the carpet, and in fact, you're able to start like kind of scratching it a little bit, and it sort of leans into it, much like a domestic animal getting scritches, and you have tentatively befriended it.
well, I'm glad for that. Then she'll head back with the magic carpet. She's not gonna ride it, but she'll walk back with the thing.
Excellent. You arrive back at the room, finding Alis kind of just sitting in there, staring at the sword.
Yeah, it's
How you doing?
yeah. A little bored. Any luck?
Uh-huh. This good boy pats a floating carpet. It's gonna take Hilda back to the council for safety. We
Oh,
might need to go there. Eh?
go to the
If
council.
we're gonna cure this? No. We might need to go to her lair.
Oh,
Or
yeah,
his lair.
yeah,
Or one of
sure.
them.
She's gonna stand up and kind of get a hold of Hilda, and lift her up. I think she's strong enough to do that. She's pretty.
Yeah, what's your strength?
But if you'd like me to,
Sorry.
if you'd like me to roll, I can. I've got 4 dots.
Oh yeah, no, you're fine.
I think she just picks her up and takes her over to the carpet and lays her down gently.
All right.
Okay.
You realize when you lift her up, it's your first time like really interacting with her body per se, and you realize she's like completely stiff.
Oof.
She's breathing,
Are we-
but she's completely stiff.
Are we sure this is a sleeping spell? She's not really.
I certainly think so.
She kind of like does one of these things, like really gently. She's not shaking her while she's still holding her, just to show that nothing's moving when she does that. She's like,
So like a little hand mirror or something? Like a little reflective surface in the room.
Oh sure, yeah.
Yeah. Grab that to put in front of her to see if it captures any breath.
Oh yeah, she's breathing.
Breathing.
okay, well, if we get her to the council, someone can take a better look at her anyway, and we'll finish laying her down gently and kind of. All right, let's go. And he's gonna grab the she's got a big sword, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's gonna grab the big sword.
All right.
And I don't know if I have a way to strap it onto my back, because I think I have a weapon there right now, so she'll just carry it.
She also does have her scabbard, so you can put it across the other way on your back if you want to.
Yeah, she'll borrow the scabbard for now.
All right. When you pick up the sword, I would like you to roll your resolve and composure.
Okay. All right. Okay. That's the correct. I pulled out the correct amount. Oh, I've got some 10s in here. That's 5 successes.
Excellent. As soon as you grab the sword, you feel like energy coursing from its handle up your arm and into your body. You feel incredible power unlike anything you ever imagined, just outside of reach, just within that blade. And you feel a compulsion is probably a strong word, but like an instinct to raise the sword aloft.
Still in the hotel, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Literally just kind of, she doesn't do it, but she kind of plays with the idea of doing it for a second. Like she's just looking at the sword and she's like, and puts it in the scabbard and is like, I can understand why she likes it. It's really something. Like as soon as I touched it, there's just something, power or something. Yeah. It's a good
I
weapon.
think that makes sense, to be honest.
Well, yeah. I mean, she's a big hero, so she'd have something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Really cool. All
Looks
right,
good
let's
on
go.
you.
All right. The two of you make your way back to the Mage Council. I think that's a good time for us to take 5 for biological and technological needs.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
So if you're watching us live, just hang out. We'll be back momentarily. If you're looking for something to do whilst we are away and you've not yet done so, head over to Backer Kit and throw some money at the gates to help us bring that game to life. If you've already backed it, take this opportunity to share it perhaps on your social media. If you're watching live, we'll be back momentarily. If you're watching in VOD, just hit fast forward so you see CJ's pretty face again, and we will see you momentarily.
All right. Take care, y'all. See you in a moment.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to twitch.tv/The Onyx Path, where we are returning for Warriors of Legend. Just before our break, if you're just joining us now, the group has collected Hilda, who seems to be under a sleeping curse that they they believe Skullface to be responsible for. And they have taken or are in the process of taking her to the wizard's tower before, I guess, gathering the troops and embarking toward Skullface's lair.
All two of the troops.
Yep, all two of the troops. So
We're troops.
as you make your way to the mage tower, you're greeted by the guards. They direct you to a chamber that Mustachio has prepared for Hilda. And as soon as you go in, you realize this is a bedroom, but it's had extensive magical wards put up on it. Effectively, once Mustachio activates those wards, you're pretty sure that no one would be able to get in without hours, if not days, of ritual magic to try to break through, unless Mustachio gave them permission to enter.
Good. Yeah. Good news. Okay. I think Alis will. Alis is surrounded by mages right now. Not to stereotype that they're all glass cannons, but Alis will pick her up off of the carpet and lay her down on the bed.
Excellent. Once you do, Mustachio says, aside from the two of you and myself, is there anyone you want me to give permission to cross these wards?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Very good. Then I will need a bit of time to prepare them. The armory has set aside some items for you. And if you wish to stop and visit with your sister, you may do so before you leave. The guards will take you to the oubliette.
Her face immediately falls when he mentions that. She's just like, yeah, I'll think about it. We'll go to the armory first.
Of course. I bid you a good journey.
Hey, Bella, do you think Hilda would be like really mad at me if I borrowed her sword?
No.
I think she would, but I
I
might do
like.
it anyway.
I'm pretty sure that she'd be annoyed if we didn't use it.
You think?
Mm-hmm. Why just leave it sitting there, right? She's not using it.
True. It does seem like it's nicer than mine.
Worst case, if she's really mad, she wakes up in a start and she comes chasing towards us. Then we have a really angry Hilda potentially on our side in a dangerous situation later on. We just throw the sword at the baddies and run.
Okay, well, I can't leave her completely unarmed, so I'll leave her mine. I can't remember now, but I think I said that Alis had like a mace or something.
Yeah, you had a. I thought you had a mace, something along those lines. So
like a yeah, that's a mace, right?
Yeah. The ones with the chain is the flail. The
flail,
the one that is solid as a mace.
Yeah. So I think she's gonna be like, well, I don't know if any of this power in this sword will even work for me, or if I'm just gonna be swinging something the same way I'd be swinging my mace. That's fine, but it feels like it's of really good quality and it should be used, and I'll just borrow it, but I don't want to leave her unarmed. So I'll leave mine. It just kind of sets it down.
There's the intimidation factor as well. I'm sure Skullface would recognize the sword.
Yeah. Hey, that's actually really smart. Because, I mean, they're obviously doing this to incapacitate her, to make her not part of this. So if we bring her sword, maybe we'll have the upper hand. Maybe we'll intimidate them a little bit. That's a great point, Bella. Good call. And it's kind of like tightening the sheath, like the strap on it a little bit, because I think that like she's definitely strong, but I feel like she doesn't have all the armor and stuff as well that Hilda does. So she might ultimately be a little less broad. And she's like, okay, let's do this. You ready?
To go to the armory?
Right. The armory.
Mhm.
Sorry, I got carried away. And she's gonna follow Bella to the armory.
You
We're
arrive.
such dorks.
The guards take you to the armory. When you arrive, there's a rather grumpy looking gentleman, probably in his 50s, balding on top, with a band of gray hair around the back of his head, and then tufts of gray hair sticking out of his ears, probably twice as long as the hair on his head. He's dressed in a leather apron and then just a simple tunic and pants. He says, "So you're the heroes of legend."
She's gonna laugh for a little bit too long. No.
No,
But we are here.
it
On
says
purpose.
here on the invoice it's for the heroes of legend. If you're not, then I shouldn't give you these things. It's very dangerous stuff.
I think I
Pistachio.
might be a hero of legend. I'm working on it. Our biggest hero, our actual hero of legend, is incapacitated at the moment, but I'm her replacement.
Fair enough. Well, maybe you won't need these. If you need, do you need all three? And he sets 3 sets of, like black leather boots that go up to the knee. Sets them on the counter.
Well, we will need the third later, but can you hold it back for us for now?
We also might want to talk to Duncan to see if he wants to join us or knows anyone else who could accompany us as well.
Oh, that's
Although he
probably a
might
good
be
idea to have backup.
incapacitated still.
We'll box
Hold
up
on
the
to
third
it.
one.
But you want to-go box?
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
All right. All right. These are 7 league boots. They will help you travel faster.
Oh, that's exciting.
Nice. Yeah.
A little bit
Good.
safer than what I had in mind. What if we
Thank you.
combine them though?
He picks up
Hmm.
a shield. The shield has what looks like a lion's head sort of etched into the front of it. And it's a, cover half your body size shield in sort of a triangle shape. And he hands that to you and says, I assume based on the sword on your back, you're the one more likely to be right in a scrap. Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
This
Uh-huh.
help keep you safe.
Great. Thanks. Is doing the same thing that she did with Hilda's sword earlier. She's just looking at. She's not trying. She's not going. She's just looking it over. Like, wow.
As soon as you put your hand through on it, it
Mhm.
says, "Hello, Alis."
Is it supposed to talk to me?
I guess.
Cool. Great. Was that outside? Was it out loud that it says that?
Oh yeah, it absolutely said it out loud.
Okay. Yeah. Great. Sorry. That was rude. Hi. I'm Alis.
Hi. My name's Chuck.
Okay. I mean, hi, Chuck.
I'm here to protect you.
Great.
As long
An
as
opportunity.
I'm within sight when you enter into combat, I will rush by your side and keep you safe.
Wow. That's what's up, Chuck. Thanks.
That's what's up.
That's what I do.
Gotta
Also,
write that down.
I have been known to give life advice, and occasionally I can be talked into doing a horoscope if you're bored on the road.
Just kind of like looks at Bella and just goes, "Great, thank
We
you."
went to the council. That's why.
Yeah, advice is great, and maybe a horoscope later. Yeah, great, cool. Wow, thanks. This is swell.
He says,
It's just still kind of adjusting to a talking
I'm sure it
talking
is.
field.
I'm sure it is. And then he reaches behind the counter he's at, and he lifts up and he has a staff. The staff is 6 feet long. Looks like it is created from like actual obsidian stone that has been smoothed and is completely safe to touch and completely rounded off perfectly, almost like a machinist quality in a world without machinists. Atop it is a skeletal hand open, and inside that skeletal hand is a glass orb. He hands the staff to Belladonna and says, there's a staff of omens. Be very, very, very careful with it. If it breaks, it is likely to take out you and everything within about 10 miles or so.
Small nuke is being written in my notes.
For your reference, your 7 league boots will allow you to literally move 7 leagues every time you step. If you activate them, the shield gives you +2 scale in physical for resisting physical damage, and the staff gives you +2 scale when using magic.
Ooh, that's amazing.
He says, "That's it. That's what we've got."
Thank you.
Deeply appreciated. This is like really useful stuff.
Oh, good. The whole world's counting on you to succeed. If you fail, we're all going to die and lose all the color in our lives and then slowly be sucked into oblivion. So, figured we better
No
give you the
pressure.
best.
Yeah, right.
Well, thank you. We'll get on that whole sucked into oblivion thing.
Or the not being such a we got this is what we're saying. We got
Yeah.
this.
Right. Yep.
No
Okay.
pressure.
Fine.
All right. Where are you heading from there?
I think when they step out, I think Atlas is gonna turn to Bella and be like, is there any information we need from Elita or anything?"
I know something about Skullface's lair. I know something about the defenses. I can talk to her if you don't want to.
I'll talk
Like
to
I think
her.
he'll be better at it than me.
No, I'll
But
talk to her. Wait, you can come with. Will you come with me?
sure.
Great. Cool. Let's go see my sister in her holding cell.
She is in an oubliette. The guards take you to the holding area that the tower maintains. It's in one of the sub basements. And when you walk in, you realize this is a large chamber, probably 40 feet by 40-foot room with a earthen floor. And as you walk in, you realize there are several holes in the earthen floor that are about 2 meters in diameter. At the top of each of these holes is a tree branch that is stuck in the ground, and there is a cup on the end of the tree branch with a length of string going down into the hole. The guard walks you over and sort of counts out and says, "Oh, that's her."
Thanks.
Wow.
I think she'll probably sit on the edge to look over.
It looks like a bottomless pit from where you're looking. Like it's all the way. It goes down until you can't see light anymore.
Wow. So can't see Alita.
Mm-mm.
From her. Do you think she can hear me? Can they hear to the guards? Like, can she hear me if I shout down?
He points to the cup.
Oh, I thought that was her water. I'm just gonna pick it up.
He says, I knew I was forgetting something, and walks out.
Oh no!
Oh, just like, okay. I will pick up the cup and be like, and say, Alita, are you there? Can you hear me?
What do you want, witch?
It's not a nice thing to call your sister. I also don't really do magic.
Is there something particular you're seeking through this painful interaction, or are you just trying to give me a headache?
I understand you're in a bad mood because you're in a hole in the ground, but you don't have to take it out on me.
Well, unfortunately, that mystical twit you're traveling with isn't here, so I guess I'll have to lean on you.
Oh, I did hear you tried to attack my friends. That was really uncalled for.
Your friends showed up when I was in a very compromising position, and that was really uncalled for.
Oh yeah, are you sleeping with that snake guy?
I don't think that's any of your goddamn business.
Okay, that's fair. Uh, she just goes, I I had some questions. If you don't want to answer them, it's fine. I can't make you.
Listen, I understand the anatomy is a little puzzling, but it's really awkward to have this conversation with you.
Not about that.
Oh.
Definitely never about that, ideally. And it kind of puts the like her hand over the cup and she goes, "What did we need to ask about?"
I mean, information. What she knows about Skullface, his lair, his power, his
Yeah.
defenses.
Yeah.
That stuff. I don't know
Okay.
if putting a hand over a cup works though, if it's using
I
vibration.
oh.
It may be. Not really
Can
sure.
you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you. I can hear you while you're holding the cup. I can hear you.
Okay, well, anyway, I met this guy while I was out of the city who called himself Skullface. Have you met him?
Oh, yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes, I have. Well, I've seen him in a vision. I've spoken with him remotely.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
he seems to do that most of the time to people. He appeared to me, although I guess I could have been hallucinating, but he seemed pretty real.
No, he uses the magic of his throne to project his image across the world. In fact, that is part of what allows him and your dear friend's mother to guide the empty across the landscape. For you
The
can see
throne.
everywhere, anywhere you wish while seated in that throne.
Wow, that sounds really powerful. And it just kind of goes and goes. I do you, do you really want the world to end? Do you really want everything to end?
Oh, I have spent my entire life trying to set myself apart, trying to be better than the circumstances I was born into, trying to reach for dreams. And every plateau I've sought, every peak I've tried to ascend, every task I've set myself to, I've not only accomplished, but I've accomplished with vigor and verve and ease. And I am so woefully bored.
So you want to put an end to everything because you're bored. Are you sure this?
Do you
You're one
under-
of the strongest minds I know.
And there's
So I don't want
nothing
to.
left for me to do. Do you know the difference between me sitting in this oubliette and me sitting up there is?
Better food. Sorry, that was rhetorical, wasn't it? What's the difference?
Nothing. I can accomplish as much to push myself forward, bound in this oubliette, prevented from using my magics, left with the crust of bread and the drips of water they throw down when they remember to do so.
I'll have to talk to them about that.
There are no new vistas. There's nothing new to explore. I thought that perhaps one day I would find enough. One day I would find contentment. One day I would learn a spell, or I would unearth a secret, or I would gain a piece of knowledge that would make it all worthwhile and make it all make sense, and nothing does. People are
Really
terrible
sad.
to one another. The world is in a constant cycle of pain, and no matter what power I have, I cannot alleviate it, but I can damn sure help end it.
It makes me really sad to hear that. I'm sorry that.
Imagine how it feels.
Yeah. I'm sorry I wasn't a better sister to you.
Oh my God.
What? You'd think if you had one connection outside of your ginormous brain and vast amount of knowledge that maybe you wouldn't feel this way.
Listen, I will tell you everything I know. Just stop with the torture already.
Maybe I'm lucky I was the one between us that was born dumb. I'd love to hear whatever you know.
You have no idea how blessed you really are. What is it you need to know?
Well, we need to. Thinking about how to word this, right? Skullface has done a little curse, and we need that curse to stop. So we have to go see him.
I see, and you need directions.
I mean, that helps. I mean, you told me about the throne already.
Yes.
And I think if we can get him away from that, that'd be good.
Of course.
He's a lot like you, you know. He was a hero, and he doesn't see the point in it anymore.
Yes.
Usually that's when people retire, but you know, taking the world down's fine too, I guess. What are his I don't want to hurt him if I can help it. But does he have any other weaknesses other than that throne being the source of a lot of his power, right?
The throne is the
Anything
source of
else?
much of his magical might. The cowl he wears binds him to this life.
Okay. Okay. Maybe we can set him free, if nothing else, right?
Yes, but to do that, you'll have to get to his lair.
How do I do that?
You must travel to the Mountains of Madness to the east.
That sounds great. Probably scenic this time of year.
There you'll find the Serpentine Peak, atop which is his castle.
Okay. Great. Anything I should know about these mountains other than the Serpentine Peak has the castle on top of it?
The mountains are filled with servants of the void. Those who, rather than shrinking away from the loss of being, the draining of color, the emptiness. Those who refused to cow to it and those who embraced it are changed by it. They populate those mountains, as do the worshippers of the Serpentine cult, as do various monsters that Skullface and Mother Blightwood have collected.
Okay. Well, that sounds like it's not going to be particularly fun, but we have to go.
I hope that whatever your fate is, your suffering is minimal.
I'm trying to be a hero. And if there's one thing I'm learning, it's that people who try to be a hero seem like they tend to suffer.
Then why are you doing this?
Because it's the right thing to do. And because maybe, even if I can't save everyone, maybe some other people will be able to be happy because of what I've done.
Can you do me one more favor on your way out?
I can try.
Tell the guards when they bring my crust of bread and drops of water to also send down a bucket, because I think I'm going to be sick after this conversation.
You don't have one? What do you do? Pee on the floor? I don't want to know. And that's an invasion of privacy. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Someday you'll understand. Maybe you won't agree, but you'll understand. I hope I get to see you again.
Seems unlikely.
Well, I can't see you now, but at least I heard your voice. Bye, Elita. I hope your time alone makes you miss the things that you think you won't miss.
That's thoughtful.
Well, it's nice to be called that sometimes. I'm gonna set the cup down now. Good luck. Just kind of puts it down.
The guard comes walking in. All right, cups up. And he starts pouring like water from like a bucket down the various outlets.
What are you doing, man?
I'm giving them their water.
Get some rope, put it in a glass, maybe like a little bucket.
Oh no,
with their food.
we are strictly forbidden from putting anything down those holes. That is, other than water and bread. Anything else has to be put down there by the mages.
All right, not your fault. Just doing your job. I'll talk to somebody on my way out. Bread, cheese, and he just kind of looks at Bella and goes, "Let's go." Oh,
Was
who do
Bella
I
able
talk
to
to?
hear that conversation over the cups?
You probably you definitely heard Aelis's side of it, and
Yeah.
you probably were able to make out some words that were coming back up the cup, but it was sounded a lot like Charlie Brown's mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One more thing to the guard. Who do I talk? Who's in charge of the prison? Who do I talk to?
Well, ultimately, Mustachio.
Great, cool, awesome. See you later. Have a good day. Hope work goes well. And he's just like walking out, like.
Thanks. Cups up.
And is going to fill Bella in on the way to touch base with Mustachio, which we don't have to play out because she's basically going to be like, "Can they have some real food?" Like, please.
Like, I can toss down I guess I can get some chicken meat and peel it off the bone and toss it down to them maybe a couple times a week.
That's better. I mean, I know they need to stay kind of healthy. Hopefully, they're not going to just die down. Well, they will eventually, but you don't want to exactly like.
He says, what you must understand is those oubliettes are reserved for the most mystically potent of our prisoners. If I
Can
give
you do
them
spells with chicken meat?
chicken bones,
The bones. Oh yeah.
I see.
we give
Yeah.
them a restricted diet because we don't want to drop a bunch of spell components down one of those holes.
Makes sense. I'm sure you guys can figure out a couple of things to vary the crusts of red. But
Yes, perhaps we can dip them in some sauces before we drop them down.
they might like
No
that.
garlic though.
No
It's a
garlic.
shame.
Yeah, no spices. We'll have to use mayonnaise. That's what they get, bread and mayonnaise.
Right. The most mundane, least magical substance. You're right.
That might be a nice little change for them. You know, they've got a very small enclosure. You've got to give them the occasional enrichment. Thank you, though. Really, I appreciate it. I acknowledge that I probably wouldn't be sitting here advocating for varied food for prisoners if my sister wasn't down there.
No, it's fine. It's things like that that give me confidence you'll succeed in your quest.
Thanks. Speaking of which, we should go.
I should go.
All right.
Good luck. Hope Hilda's okay. I left her my stuff, so because I took the so she's not unarmed.
If she
but I'm
wakes,
sure
I
she'll be
can.
safe.
If she wakes, I'll be able to send her to the sword.
Excellent. Great. That's good news. That's even better. I knew there was a reason I took it. All right. We're gonna go.
Safe journeys.
Thanks. And
Thanks, Mustachio.
Uh,
You know what Bella's gonna do? She's gonna awkwardly stand there for like a full 10 seconds and then try to give him a hug.
He not only does he like pull her in and hug her tightly, but his mustache also wraps around.
Of course. This guy.
Leaving streaks of mustache wax across your torso as he pulls back from the hug.
all right. When they step out, do we want to check in with Duncan? I mean, he's probably still recovering, but at least we can let him know what we're
honestly,
doing.
I think we should let her know what we're doing. I have a thought of how to get there quite quickly, although we could take the boots. It might be safer.
Yeah. Yeah, well, they're good to have regardless, right? And maybe we bring the extra pair in the pack so that if Hilda does join us, she's not left behind.
We could leave the pair here for her to catch up to us.
Oh, he said that he could send her to the sword if she wakes up. So the one-way ticket's taken care of.
Hopefully.
I'm
Figure it
gonna
out.
trust it. Let's go talk to Duncan really quick and then let's get out of here.
Sounds like a plan to me. But hey, you really think between you and your sister, you're the one who's a fool?
Well, she was always smarter than me.
No,
Book
she's
smarter
not.
for sure. She's so smart, she's bored.
There are more types of smart than book smart. If she's a bit more clever, she wouldn't be so bored.
Maybe.
Hey, I always find something to entertain myself, and I'm,
You're
also
smart.
a nerd.
Yeah, I guess not everybody's smart. It's like that.
Mm.
But
She could have picked up an instrument. Womp womp.
yeah. I'm sure there are things she doesn't know. She just has chosen not to know them.
Or decided it's not worth the efforts.
I don't know what. And she was. I wish for her sake she'd have a different perspective. But there's not a lot I can do about that.
And like you said, at least I heard your end of things. She's basically getting what she wanted.
Yeah.
See if she changes her mind.
I hope so. If I was in a hole, I'd really miss cheese.
Oh, I would really miss cheese too.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
You talk to Duncan. I'm gonna get some cheese and I need to look at a map of ley lines.
okay. Yeah, sure. Um, cheese will be a great road snack. I'll make it quick. And it's gonna pop into where Duncan's resting.
Right.
Like knock on the
He answers the door.
Duncan, you're up.
Yeah.
Better.
Yeah. I needed to get a little bit of a power nap, but other than that, I think I'm okay. Are you
Do you know
okay?
what happened to I'm fine. I'm fine.
I heard you undertook a great quest to save me. My life is yours.
Oh, well, there's no need for that. And it was only like a medium quest. Um I you're a good man and you're doing good things here. Your time it's not your time.
That's very kind of you. But and I intend to continue doing good things here. Don't get me wrong, but you look like you're coming to say goodbye.
Yeah. Um kind of looks around. Hilda's been put under a sleeping curse by Skullface. We have to go to his castle and, well, remove him from his source of power. Not going to be easy.
Without Hilda?
Yeah. She'll join us if we can wake her back up.
A sleeping curse, much like the one I was in.
Sort of. Yours was a little different.
Can't we use the same magics to break hers?
No. No, unfortunately, it won't work that way this time.
Well, then hold on, I'll get my things.
Are you sure? You've just recovered.
I'm not going to let you go risk your life alone.
You're very welcome if you'd like to come.
Good. He throws on a leather vest over his shirt, grabs a bandolier that's got like 5 throwing daggers on it, and says, "All right, let's go."
I've got some boots. Sorry. I have spare boots. They help us travel faster. Here. And she pulls down her pack and pulls them out and hands them.
He puts the boots on. These are interesting, and they fit so well. It's like they were sized for me.
I think they do that. It's magic. So's this. She holds up the shield. She's like, "This is Chuck."
Hey, how's it going? Oh,
Anyway.
hi, Chuck.
Anyway, and just kind of reaffixes. I think she's probably had that strapped toward her back too. She's carrying quite a bit at this point. Reaffixes everything, pulls it back on, and goes, I think Bella will be happy you're coming. Yeah. Do you know any? So, yes, since you've been unconscious, it turns out that my sister, from the council, Alita, the one who came in to save us, was super kind of evil, and now she's in a hole in an oubliette in the council building, and we met this guy Skullface, and yeah, we're kind of putting the pieces together now, but this is unfortunately the next step.
I'm real sorry to hear that. That sounds awful.
Yeah, I mean, the more I think about it, and the more I solidify my own point of view, my own perspective, I think she was kind of a shitty sister, but I do care about her. So I hope she's all right.
Well, don't feel too bad. All siblings are shitty to one another at some point.
Yeah, maybe there's still a way to fix it. But for now, let's do the thing we can't fix, right? And he's gonna kind of like wave Bunny down. Bunny, yep, I'm gonna wave Bunny down. Wave Bella down. I summon Bunny into
from my
the game.
cheese purchasing.
Summon Bunny into the game. Bunny is now a character.
You're able to
Hey,
get
awesome Zeus.
several chunks of different flavored cheeses.
Yeah, she's just gonna march in and be like, cheesemonger. Cheese, please.
They provide you with ample cheese for your travels.
She now knows that Alice is like excited about the cheese. She's gonna get a slightly unreasonable amount of cheese.
It's fair. A couple of wheels of like in their entirety.
And she is going to look at to see if she can find a map of ley lines that's in the council chamber too, because she has secret ley line passageways as one of her path connections, which is like a secret access kind of thing.
Sure.
I don't know if that's necessarily the
So-
right way to go there, but it might be a good way to bail or to go somewhere a little less murderous if they need to.
So what you would do then is you would roll that path rating, and then an attribute of your choice. So like if you're leaning on intellect to figure it out yourself, or if you're leaning on, presence to convince somebody to help you. So you'd roll the attribute, the path, and then see what you get, and that's basically how you'd use that access connection.
Okay, sounds good. Probably not use it currently, but just want to make sure that she knows where they are and.
Oh, okay. I mean, do you want to roll it now so that you've got the
Sure,
the
yeah,
dice?
why not?
You can make notes and whatnot.
And I totally didn't mark down the rating for that path.
It would be 1 if you haven't raised it.
Okay, sweet. And then what was the other side again? Sorry, I was trying to figure out path rating.
Whichever attribute you want to lean on.
Let's do a little bit of cunning. I got 2 8s.
All right. You discover there's actually a ley line path that you could step on that will take you almost directly to the mountain.
Oh, we should totally do that instead.
Yeah. The only concern that you find is that you think that because that ley line is passing straight through the Mountains of Madness and straight through the area that's affected by the empty, there might be lingering difficulties on the route, but certainly less than there would be if you were going to try to walk it.
Well, it's always dangerous. So might be worth a shot. See what Alice thinks. She says to a rolled up map that she might steal.
All right. You roll up the map, stick it in your pocket, and walk out.
You bought a lot of cheese. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You paid for the cheese. So you all sort of reunite, you two and Duncan, out in the street in front of the Mage Tower.
Just waves. I just Bella down. Bella, hey,
Hey.
Duncan wants to come with us, and he's doing really well. Look.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Thank you.
Good to see you up on your feet.
It's good to be seen.
Ayla's explained just how dangerous this is.
Oh, yeah. But I owe Alice my life.
Fair enough. Kind of relatable. So I have a thought for a shortcut.
Oh, okay.
I think I can get us there much faster. But it might be spooky.
I mean, I just spent the whole day in a forest of sad trees, so a little scary is not a problem for me. What about you, Duncan?
I fear nothing in the company of such talented and skilled warriors.
Right. Yeah, good. Really? Wow. Good. Great. Good. I'm glad we can inspire confidence.
So am I. I got cheese.
Oh, I love cheese. That
Got so much cheese.
if I had any doubts,
Longer looked at me like I was a little bit delusional when I requested as much cheese as I got. But I think that I want to get a cheese variety pack, and they didn't conceptualize that very well.
yeah, I think any lingering doubt or fear about this quest has been pushed aside.
Cheese.
Great. I mean, same. I eat a lot anyway, so I'm sure we'll polish it off in no time. Thanks, Bella. Shall we
I can get
go?
more.
we're good now. We'll get more when we get back. It's an incentive to get back
Sounds good.
quicker.
A cheesy incentive.
Can I
All
have some
right, so
now?
we're taking the shortcut. She'll pull out this giant map. This is where we need to go first, and then I can get us to the mountains of total reasonable stuff. She looks awkwardly at Duncan. In no time from there.
Great. Let's take the shortcut. The time is of the essence, I
Mhm.
guess. Yeah.
These are nice boots, eh?
Yeah, it's like they were made for me. Duncan
Yeah,
said the same
same.
thing. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm wondering
Well,
if Pistachio got all of our shoe sizes somehow.
I
Could
think
just be
they're
the boots
magic.
themselves, you know?
I think it's the magic, maybe. But I might be oversimplifying things.
I hope it's the magic. Otherwise, in fact, a cobbler snuck in while I was comatose and made measurement.
Yeah, that would be
You
more
never
concerning than
know.
magic, actually.
Much, yeah. Let's not think too hard about that.
Stealth cobblers are real. The rumor has come out.
Yes, the cobble folk who come in at night and make you shoes.
Mhm.
You go outside of town, probably about a mile's journey. At this point, as you look in that direction, like you can see in the distance areas where the color has been sapped out. You find little copse of trees that makes a natural archway that allows you to step onto the ley line.
Hey, Duncan, what would you miss if you were in a hole?
The sun.
Other than cheese. The sun. What about you, Bella?
I think a lot.
I mean, yes, if I can change my answer, I would like to change it to hers, please.
Yeah, I think that's my answer too.
You
Alice
She's
looks
gonna
at
do that thing
Bella
where she
for like
pauses for a moment and then
just-
wait, we might be doing the same thing. Oh no! Because Bella's gonna pause for a moment too and look at Alice and then mouth to herself a lot.
Yeah, it doesn't just Alice's gaze lingers just a second too long on Bella before she's like, so
The
Leyline.
gaze. We used this gaze.
I cannot believe we both just did the same thing, buddy. What the?
So once the gays get done lingering, you step.
What a sentence.
Duncan's just like, well, all right. Why am I here?
Like, oh. No, so you all step into the tree arch and onto the ley lines. Now you can travel them even faster because you have the 7-league boots.
Ooh, the
And
ultimate combo wombo.
the first couple steps, the ley line itself is a bright line of energy. It's vibrant. You can see there are spirits sort of flitting about and fey creatures full of life. On the third step through, the place immediately becomes murky fog. So much so that you're having a bit of difficulty spotting the ley line. More concerning than that, however, is you do see a rather large humanoid shape in the fog ahead, sort of writhing on the ground. Large in the sense of like 25 feet tall.
That's probably bad. Creep towards it.
All right.
Sneak, sneak, sneak.
Right behind Bella, just to make sure that if she needs a backup, she's there.
Duncan follows, bringing up the rear, and whispers to you, can we walk past this thing with the boots? Or are we trying to check on it?
Possibly. I want to check on them.
Oh, okay. Well, we can beat it out of here with the boots if we.
Exactly.
Good call.
He nods and draws one of his daggers. As you start to approach, you hear this deep rumbling moaning.
Someone hasn't had enough cheese.
It might be more than that, but that's definitely part of it.
Why don't you both go ahead and give me a resolve or composure, your choice, plus empathy roll, please.
Woo! Resolve. Let's go. I got that. I don't know what composure is.
Same. Okay.
I got nothing. No ones, though, at least.
I got 2 successes.
It's 5 dice on that, too. Poor Bella.
Okay, I got 2 out of my 6. So
You're not sure what's causing the moaning, Bella, but it's creeping you out. Alis, you're quite sure that this thing is in pain, but not just like a physical pain. These are cries of a broken heart.
oh, it definitely needs cheese.
And ice cream.
Yeah, Alice is gonna be like, it's sad.
Duncan says, look around, wouldn't you be?
Yeah. Maybe we can help it. And if not, we have a way to get out of here fast.
It props itself up on one arm and says, I smell small folk.
You guys hang back just in case. Alice will take some steps up and toward it and go, hi. I'm just passing through, but I noticed you don't sound too good. You all right?
It turns its face to look at you, and you can see this is a Cyclops. But you can see that the eye has been ripped out. You also notice the left hand as it sort of turns to lean more toward you and lays its hand out. You see the fingertips are covered in blood and chunks of meat.
What happened to you?
The empty has come
For you?
for everything.
Oh,
I
yeah.
saw what it did to people. I saw what it did to the land. And I decided, he holds his hand up, it was time to see no more.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna do what we can about the empty. We're gonna try and fix this, and you can still live if we succeed, you can still live a very fulfilling life.
It is too late. It is too late to intervene. He starts to bring himself up onto his knee and then onto his feet. The suffering must end.
It's not too late. It's not. Where there's life, there's hope. Hey, that's a quip.
Good. Hang on to that enhancement. You're gonna need it.
Mhm.
He says, if you do you seek to prevent the empty from eating us all?
At the moment, we just seek to go past you, but I wanted to make sure you were okay.
I asked you a question, small one. And he stomps his foot, and you all sort of shake for a minute. Don't quite get thrown to the ground, but it's definitely enough to catch your attention.
Yeah, I do. I want everyone to have the chance I want you to have the chance to be okay again. I want everyone to, and if they want to end it for themselves, that's fine, but they can't do it for everyone. Not their place.
He lets out another wail of pain and says, I shall not allow it. This pain will end. And with that, I would like you all to roll initiative. It is the lower of your athletics plus cunning or empathy plus dexterity.
Cool.
There we go. Uno, just the one.
No successes.
And we got none for the Cyclops as well. So since our player character got the first initiative, Bella, it is yours. You may when you're done, you may assign it to either yourself or the other NPC that's on your side, or you can assign it to the Cyclops. If all three people on your side of this conflict go first, then the Cyclops gets to go twice.
Ooh, fancy. Bella does not want to fight a random murderous Cyclops. It has a very silly idea.
All right.
She does perhaps seem a little bit similar to someone the Cyclops might listen to for all she knows. So I think that the Cyclops also can't see. So her plan is to say, this is Mother Wood, let them pass. And as nailing it as she can of her mother's voice.
All right. Go ahead and roll manipulation, and you would have the choice of, I would say, persuasion or humanities.
I'll probably take persuasion on that one.
Okay.
This is the one social role Bella has. Vaguely okay at lying to people. That's it. 2. I rolled a 10. Nothing else though.
Excellent. The good news is you have absolutely convinced the Cyclops that you are Mother Blightwood. The bad news, as you soon discover, is that he steps forward and shouts, I bend no knee to you. You're the monster who did this. If the last pleasure I have before the end of this existence is to wring the life from your neck, then so be it.
This is Mother Blightwood. I'm running away. I'm over there instead now. I've become a ventriloquist.
Who would you like to pass the action to?
Oh, fully to the Cyclops.
All right, he's going to try to kick you. Now, the good news...
That's quite valid.
The good news for you is that he is blind. So because he's blind, he's going to have to overcome a complication of 3. The bad news is that he has scale 3 on physical actions. So that's going to overcome
of course.
the complication. He will expend that scale to remove the complication, so he's just rolling a straight attack. You may roll your choice of resilience attribute to resist this.
Yeah. Just flat resolve, right? Or flat resilience attribute?
Yeah, resolve, stamina, or composure, whichever you prefer.
I got one success. Oh, it's gonna be paste. Cheese and goop.
Miraculously,
not be allowed to start combat.
As he draws back and kicks, he digs out a trench, probably about 5 feet deep in the ground as his foot comes toward you, but it slows his foot just enough that you're able to sidestep it as it emerges from the earth. No successes from the Cyclops.
Didn't work.
It occurs to you, had that connected, you might be the one that needs magical assistance. He will pass things along to Alis.
Okay, yeah. The first thing Alis is going to do is yell, "Boots! Boots!" And
oh yeah, boots.
pull out her pull out Chuck.
All right.
The shield. And I think Oh golly, it's been a minute since I've done combat in this system. I think what she really wants to do, but I don't remember how or if this is possible, is to hold an action because she's trying to kind of just brace herself in between Duncan and Bella and the Cyclops until she's sure they're getting away.
You can hold an action. Alternatively, you do have the option of going full defensive.
Yeah.
If you
Let's
want to
do
go
that.
full defensive, you can roll basically double the attribute you would normally, the resilience attribute you'd like to rely on. But because you have the shield out, you get +2 scale. So that effectively means that you get 4 enhancement on that roll.
Okay, great.
That full defensive thing is probably the only reason Bella's alive.
Let's do that. Let's do that. My resilience aspect I'd like to lean on in this case is stamina.
Okay.
And then what do I add to that?
You just roll double it.
Just double. Okay, cool. And then I have a +4 enhancement. Is that die or just
No,
+4?
that's just straight extra successes if you get a success.
Great. Let's hope I get a success with 8 dice. Oh yeah, we okay. I'm rolling a number of ones, but I'm also rolling a number of successes. Success. Including my 4 enhancement. That's 7 successes.
Excellent. The shield comes up and starts glowing. In fact, glowing so brightly that it is cutting through the fog. It is allowing you all to see a little bit more clearly. And now that you can see a little bit more clearly, you can all clearly see that, yes, this Cyclops did in fact not only gouge his own eye out with his bare hand, but seems to have like ripped off several strips of his own flesh, as if he's just trying to like pull himself apart piece by piece.
And Alis is just gonna shout, "Go, go, go! I'll catch up."
Duncan says, "I'm not leaving you here," and throws his dagger at the Cyclops.
Bella, you're gonna have to kidnap him.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the dagger bounces off of the Cyclops.
How about you do now?
He says, okay, never mind. Change my mind. Bella, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
I guess you got 2 hands. I'm just gonna say, take my hand and grab the both of them and just book it.
All right, so you're activating the
I think
7.
that's a quip. I drew that quip. I've been rolling for them. Yo, nice. I don't know if I want to use it for this though.
You can hang on to the enhancement. That's fine. You don't.
Okay.
You really. I guess what I'll have you do is I'll have you make a dexterity and mysticism roll.
Oh, great.
Your complication is going to be equal to the Cyclops's close combat.
That's not great
which
either.
is 5. However, I would remind you, you're using the boots, which are magical, and you're carrying the staff. So you have scale 2.
Mhm.
So you have 4 enhancement. All you got to get is 1
And-
success on this.
And
Yeah,
we
it's
have
just a lot,
5
so.
momentum, so don't worry.
I've just been real good at rolling dice. I want to hope that I'm gonna use some of that momentum. I rolled nothing at all.
Awesome. Did you get any 1s on that too?
I did, yeah.
Awesome. So it's like a straight botch if you don't.
Yeah,
How much momentum would you
I'll
like
say-
to use?
let's
think
let's
3?
do 3.
Yeah.
All right.
Just to make sure here, hopefully.
Give me those 3 dice.
Uh,
I'm going to laugh so hard if it comes up 3 1s.
I came up with 1 more 1 and no more successes. So I got 2
Funny.
1s now.
On the bright side,
I rolled a lot of 7.
you will gain 2 momentum. And you grab both your companions.
So we got one momentum back.
Yep.
Or I guess we only
You
spent
get
one.
2 momentum back. Yeah. So on the bright side, you do get your companions and you do make the jump. On the downside, as you grab your companions and start to step forward, you feel a hand close around your waist. So you pull the Cyclops with you.
That's probably bad. We made a friend.
As you emerge 7 leagues closer to the Mountains of Madness, the Cyclops is going to let out a scream. It is your choice who gets to go next.
Aelith?
Yeah. I think I want to try to get the Cyclops' hand off of Bella
Okay.
in whatever way. Oh boy, I think I'm gonna try and cut off the hand with the sword.
All right.
Just like boom, just straight up and over.
All right.
Hopefully.
As you are drawing the sword, you again feel the compulsion to hold it up.
In to herself quietly, probably no one else. Just, not right now, not right now. We got to do this fast. Whatever that is later, and it's just gonna try and.
Excellent. Go ahead and give me a close combat and your choice of might or dexterity. You will have enhancement 3 from the sword.
Nice. Okay. Alrighty. 1, a 10. That's a total of 6 successes.
Excellent. That is enough to pierce its hide and to remove not the entirety of the hand, but you get the thumb and the forefinger off. And that's enough to make it draw back and start screaming. Blood sprays out of the hand, dousing the entire area.
Does it also douse Bella?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
In the
Absolutely.
hand?
Absolutely. Yes. You are.
Great. Love this.
You are like covered to a Bruce Campbellian degree in blood.
And Alis is gonna pass the action to Duncan and say, "Let's try that again."
Yes, and Duncan grabs the both of you by the hand and tries to step forward. He's going to roll his mysticism and intellect and see if he can get past it. That's not bad. As he steps forward, the Cyclops swipes with the one hand that is not yet bound, and while Duncan rolled well, he didn't roll well enough to get past its close combat. So it grabs onto Duncan, and it pulls it through that step the next 7 leagues towards the mountain. The area here is, again, completely misty. The only light is that's coming off of your shield. Duncan will hand the initiative back to Bella because he doesn't care if the Cyclops gets to go twice if you all die. So,
I was muted. I think that's the end of the initiative then, isn't it?
Yep.
The
So
Cyclops would go
no, Cyclops.
now?
No, he handed it to you, so you can go, and then Cyclops will go twice.
Okay, that makes sense. I think in that case, then she's just gonna try to like push it away with magic. Just go for that. Like detach the Cyclops. Try not to die. Don't quite want to kill it. She's currently covered in its blood, but let's try to push it some distance away with a spell.
All right, give me
It's a pretty
a
powerful spell with a Cyclops.
Yep, give me a mysticism intellect roll, please, and then you have 4 enhancement on it.
It sounds good. Take our cool enhancement. Yo, there are my successes. 4 successes on 5 dice plus 4 enhancement.
You raise the staff and shout, "I command you back!" And you blast the Cyclops. It goes flying backward out of your field of vision. And you just, in the distance, hear this sort of crunching sound. And then,
I hope he's okay. I hope he's okay.
I hate to say let's not stick around to find out, but let's not stick around to find out. Let's go.
Excellent. You poof forward an additional 7 leagues. And that, my friends, is where we will wrap things up for this session, as you have just escaped the grasp of the Cyclops, making your way along the ley lines. Any questions, comments, complaints, or concerns about tonight's session?
Yeah, it's really fun. Wait, didn't this session started morning for
Today's
you?
session,
What
yeah, I
was
guess I should
tonight's
say.
session?
It's, you say something enough times, it just becomes habit.
Yeah.
Um,
I was recording today at 1 p.m. and I was like, have a good night, everyone.
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Ooh,
is.
wow.
It reminds me, oddly enough, of my late teens when should have been in high school, but spent several days late into the night and well into the next day running games.
Sounds right. Oh, hey, set you up for a future.
Mhm.
Here we are.
Exactly. All that time that my family and friends thought I was wasting, turns out I was just building job skills. All right.
Mhm.
So uh, from a experience perspective, did everybody gets a point for showing up? Congratulations.
Yay.
Well,
Um, did you achieve any short-term aspirations, Bunny?
no, but I have added a short-term aspiration, which I was trying to figure out this game. So at least there's that.
All right. We will say that your new. You know what? I'll give you the point. I'll say that your short-term aspiration for this game was figuring out what your next short-term aspiration was.
Sure.
You get to use that once. There you go.
All right, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Did CJ? Did you achieve any short-term aspirations?
Yeah, I had an open slot after last episode that I was in, so I had added in get the bark back to Duncan.
Mm.
So I have
Perfect.
done that.
Mission
Which is very
accomplished.
exciting.
Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was just gonna say, long-term wise, I think I'm showing Eileen I'm a hero, but I feel like that's kind of an arc thing.
I mean, it's up to you if you want to cash that in now or if you want to wait. Because I would say that you did some pretty heroic stuff this episode. But if you want to hang on to it for a bigger moment, I won't stop you.
I'm gonna cash that in because I think
Oh.
there are some good additional long-term goals I could seek at this point. So
That is fair, and you probably go on as much experience as you can muster before the next episode. So,
especially because I haven't spent a lot of my experience, so that's exciting.
yep. So you gain 2 experience for that. And since everyone resolved a short-term aspiration, you both gained an additional experience for that.
Woohoo.
And then, what was your? Do you remember offhand what skill plus attribute I had you roll at the beginning of your quest when you were going to get the bark?
It was resolve and empathy.
What is your die pool total for that?
7.
All right, so you gain 4 experience and Bunny gains 3
Nice.
Whoa.
because you completed a quest using that die pool.
Nice.
You did spend half the writer's pool in a single scene.
Yeah, that's true.
So you can take 1 point for that.
And it did nothing.
I mean, it kept you alive-ish, maybe. Well, no, actually, I know it didn't.
No,
No, it really did nothing. It was really.
It increased to the watch. I just got more one.
And I would say that you have reached a story milestone. You are now on your way to face down the villain in their lair. So you may have 1 more experience for that.
Yay. I'm gonna have to spend these in between now and next episode, I think.
Same.
But
Yeah.
I think it's narratively a good time for us to have powered up.
Absolutely.
Do I purchase a second dot of? I don't know. A second dot of empathy feels like it's a little bit too rich for her blood right now.
One thing I would remind you of is if you have 10 XP, you can buy a dot and a path. When you buy a dot and a path, you also gain all the things you would normally gain for that path. So you get your 3 dots in skills. You get your trope and your trademark or whatever it is. Whatever that path grants, you get.
So taking another dot on Heart Turner could be fun then.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm gonna be looking through some stuff and being excited about it in between now and then.
Awesome.
I've got lots of experience points.
I had a very, very, very good time today. I hope you did as well. I also had an opportunity. Um, Normally, I don't just like plug like random cool shit in the world, but Hellblade 2 came out this week and I just played it. So, like, I was like, oh, hey, I get to make a creepy giant. Game's full of creepy giants. You should check it out if you haven't.
Love it.
I really adore the first one. I should try this one.
The first one is probably my favorite video game that's ever been made.
Aw, nice.
Yeah, and this one is a direct continuation of it. So much so that I got the same cramp in my hand from the combat. When I'm playing.
Oh, I also want to say, Travis, I really appreciated your direct approximation of Skeletor.
Thank you. Thank you.
yeah.
Yes.
You're incompetent bull.
I've been working on that impression for 35 years, so I'm glad it's paid off.
Job skills.
Exactly. Well, on that bright, shiny note, let's go ahead and do our outros. This time we will start things off with CJ. If you could please tell us who you are, what you do, who you've played, your pronouns, their pronouns, anything you'd like to promote.
Hi, folks. I'm CJ Starry. They, them. I have played A-list, she, her, the kind of dumb hero. Although, is she really that dumb? I don't know. She thinks
I
she
don't
is.
think
And that's
so.
what matters, I guess. Maybe not. Anyway, I've had a really great time today. My day job, I am marketing, community, and customer service at Rowan Deckard. And we are doing Hollows. It's launching this upcoming Tuesday. rrdgames.com/Hollows is where you can find information on that. So that's what I've got to plug. And I just wanted to say thank you, Bunny, and thank you, Travis, for a lovely day. It's exactly what I needed, and I can't wait for, was it 2 weeks from now when we play again? So yay.
Indeed. And likewise, thank you so much for being here, and thank you for a wonderful, wonderful time. I really appreciate it. I had a blast. And that is equally due to Millie. So please, if you could, give us all your pertinent details and accept also my thanks for being here.
No, I will. So wait, I wanted to think against you. So hi, welcome. But also goodbye. I'm Bonnie, and or Millie, my entertainer, or they and them. I'm a doofus VTuber over at twitch.tv/bunnyhearted. I love tabletop games. I love Onyx Path. I love both of you, Rad Beans. Thank you so much for having me. This was a ton of fun, and I've really enjoyed playing Belladonna Blaywood. She's a goober. She's a little goober, but she's figuring her stuff out. That new short-term goal is definitely starting with the words confess. So
nice. I love it. Well, and I'm glad to hear it. And yeah, thank you again for being here. I've thrown the link to your channel in our chat, as well as the link to the project that you had, the Hollows project that you'd mentioned, CJ. Those links are both in the chat. Speaking of links in the chat, I do want to remind you all that today we were playing They Came from the Cyclops' Cave. That is available over at DriveThruRPG. Gonna throw that link in the chat. It is in POD and PDF. It is my favorite tabletop role-playing game. I suggest you go get yourself a copy. If you want to support that with additional virtual tabletop assets and cool wallpapers for your devices, those are available as well over at DriveThruRPG, and I've thrown that link in the chat as well. Speaking of DriveThruRPG, we also have the At the Gates Ashcan edition in POD and PDF now. I just played that Wednesday night in an actual play here on the channel. You can go back to the VODs and check it out if you're a sub. Otherwise, it'll be up on YouTube sometime this next week. I had a blast with it. It is a very fun JRPG-inspired tabletop game. As I said, the Ashcan edition is everything you need to test drive it, and that is up on DriveThru and POD and PDF. And we are actively raising money for At the Gates over at BackerKit right now. We have crossed the major threshold this morning or late last night in terms of stretch goals, so definitely head over if you've not yet backed that. Do so. If you have backed it, check it out because we unlocked some new add-ons as well. If you haven't done it, or if you have backed it, I appreciate your support. Please share it everywhere that you share things. So yeah, and that's me. My name is Travis. My pronouns are he, they. When I am not running games, I'm writing them. I will be back here on the channel sometime or other next week. But really, I'll be holding my breath, waiting to return to this adventure with the Warriors of Legend as we get ready to face off with the big bads of the season, as one might say. Till then, everybody, get your shots, wash your hands, take care of yourselves and each other, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye.
Take care, y'all.